Hi, my name is Srini, and this is my first video in a planned series of videos that I would like to put out, sharing my experiences regarding training for a 10K run under 40 minutes. Now, my background is I'm not a professional sports person, and I've been involved in sports all my life, but not in any organized competitions. Being involved in training for running, playing team sports, so on and so forth. And except for some time when I was working in the corporate industries, IT industry, and it was a very sedentary job, as is all IT industry jobs. And I started to put on tummy, found out that I had sugar, things like that. And so, of course, now I am trying to get everything better through lifestyle, proper nutrition, and such. So, this is, I would like to share my experiences and my thoughts with everybody and try to get feedback from you, which is very valuable for me. And I will try to utilize those feedback and improve myself. And hopefully, these videos are kind of good feedback and learning experience for some of the viewers too, in things what to do and sometimes in what not to do. With that, the way that I am training right now is that I have done one 10K back in 1998. That was in Montgomery County, Rockville, Maryland. There was it still is there, the Montgomery County Roadrunners Club. I believe it's still there. And they had conducted a Pikes Peak 10K. And I participated in that. And without much training, I did finish the 10K in just over 60 minutes. Then I went for a beginner's marathon training program with MCRRC, but soon developed just very close to the Marine Corps marathon, in which I was registered to run. I found out that I had shin splints, is what they called in those days, and stress fracture is what they are called nowadays, in both my legs. And the doctor advised me not to run at the risk of developing a compound fracture. So then I could not attend the Marine Corps marathon, which I really wanted to attend. And then subsequently, I never could get into a rigorous, sustained marathon training program again. This is regarding my running background. I've been running on and off, but I think naturally my body is not suited for long distance endurance kind of training. And with these on and off trainings, last year I did run in the Bangalore 10K yearly 10K run, and I finished at 1 hour and 33 minutes. I was a little disappointed at that time because it was 33 minutes more than the 1 hour which I had finished in 1998. But then that 10K run last year I had run with just about 2 to 3 months of running on a treadmill. So I'm glad I finished. There was not much running I have done in a, like I said, sustained periodic manner since 1998. So although I have run on and off. So I was glad that I finished the 10K. Now my goal is to try to finish 10K in 40 minutes or under. And it's a very, very lofty goal, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it, but well, I'm going to try, and I'm seeing improvements in my training, but let's see how it goes. So I'm just sharing those experiences, and if the viewers could with their suggestions, maybe I can learn from that and do things better, or some of the things that I'm doing could be a learning experience for some of the viewers. Okay, so right now the way that I'm training is I am exclusively running on the treadmill. The reasons for this is I have a treadmill at home. It's a good treadmill. It's not a commercial treadmill, but it serves the purpose for my family members to run on, to use. And one of the biggest help having a treadmill at home is that you could run at any time you want, no matter what the weather, no matter what the time. So if it is say past 11 o'clock at night that somebody wants to, get on the treadmill and do a 6K, 7K, 10K, it's quite possible. Whereas it might not be that possible or safe trying to do it outside. Or if, the place has a weather like our city here, Chennai, extremely hot during the summer months, it may not be, it might be risky to run outside during those hot and humid weather. And inside is a slightly more controlled environment, and so it's not a risk. It's safe running inside the house. So in all those manners, I think the treadmill is pretty good. Plus, we don't run into stray dogs and things like that. There is no risk of getting mugged. So I find that for me at this time, although I've done a reasonable amount of road running, again I'm not a professional seasoned runner, but I have done my share of road running, but I don't do so nowadays, at least not at this point, maybe sometime later. So that's one of the things. The second thing is I am running at an aerobic pace, that is zone 2. The reason for that is zone 2 has a lot of advantages. For one thing, zone 2, they say, needs to be run around 80-90% of the time, and the rest 20%, 10% of the time is when it should really be dedicated to zones higher than zone 2. And I can understand a lot of advantages that zone 2 or aerobic zone provides. So that's what I run at for the most part. So for me, the ways that I kind of try to ensure that I am in zone 2, number one is the talk test, like they say. We're able to make conversation, but not very easy conversation. You're finding it difficult to make conversation. The person you're talking to knows that you're having some difficulty, but you're able to make almost full sentences. And that's one of the tests. Number two is they say that you're able to continue breathing through your nose and you're not forced to breathe through your mouth. The third thing I've seen is that when you are able to think outside, meaning you're able to listen to music and concentrate on the music, or you're able to listen to a audible kind of a book, and you're able to concentrate on that. Or if you're running outside, then you're able to look at the scenery and kind of appreciate the scenery, then you're in zone 2. But if you're kind of thinking more about yourself and how you're going to cope finishing the run and how difficult it is and things like that, then you're probably gone past zone 2. The second way to look at it is through heart rate monitor, and I started with the 180 minus age. And that was a good start, and I kind of set my pace accordingly. So for me, it's 180 minus 56, now 57, just turned 57. It's 124, 123 beats per minute, and it was a very slow pace, 3 kilometers per hour, even starting at 2.5, then 3.5 kilometers. It's just a normal walk. When you begin, even that seems to be fast for your body, but over time that gets extremely easy to do. And what I do is increase it by 5 kilometers per hour. I set the treadmill at the particular speed that I want. So 3 kilometers per hour, then 3.5 kilometers per hour, and over the weeks it kind of got better and better. And now I'm at a point still walking and fast walking and very fast walking, and still not into jogging. So now what I do is 5 kilometers per hour and half for 60 minutes. So I usually do 15 minutes of warm up before the workout, 60 minutes of workout, and 15 minutes of cool down, getting slower progressively. During the warm up, getting faster progressively from 1 kilometer per hour and then onwards. Then what I found was when I'm increasing from 5, rather than increase the whole 60 minutes to 5.5 kilometers per hour, because I usually do jumps of half kilometer per hour. per hour. So when I jump to 5.5 kilometers per hour, I do it like instead of 60 minutes of 5 kilometers per hour, do 45 minutes of 5 kilometers per hour, and then add on to that 15 minutes of 5.5 kilometers per hour. What I found was this helps me quite a lot in improving my heartbeat for the 5 kilometers per hour. So then when I look at my heart rate, it's like pretty much improved, like I said, and and I keep increasing this, so then I increase from 30 minutes of 5 kilometers per hour to and then add an additional 30 minutes of 5.5, and so on and so forth. Then presently I'm at a point where I'm doing 30 minutes of 5 kilometers per hour, 15 minutes of 5.5 kilometers per hour, and 15 minutes of 6 kilometers per hour as my 60-minute workout. And then I check my heart rate. So my heart rate is like, at this point it's not going well beyond 160 beats per minute. And when I'm doing the 5 kilometers per hour, it's 125 to 127, sometimes even less than 125 beats per minute, which I think is like pretty good, because at some point in time, even for 5 kilometers per hour, I know my heart rate was like 130 to 140 beats per minute. Now it's improved significantly. Now the third thing that I use to ensure that I'm in zone 2 is I bought a lactate meter. It's expensive, especially here in India, and the strips for the lactate meter are even more expensive. And but I really wanted to ensure that I was in zone 2. So what I do is, like, if I'm at 5 kilometers per hour for the 60 minutes, for example, then at 45 minutes and at 60 minutes, I kind of, I use the lactate meter, draw blood sample and check my lactate levels, ensure that it is less than 2 millimoles, which means that I am less than 2 millimoles, likely means that I am still in zone 2. So when I increase to 45 minutes of 5 kilometers per hour, then at the end of, close to the end of 45 minutes, then I check my lactate, ensure that it is less than 2 millimoles, and then check towards the end of 15 minutes into the 5.5 kilometers per hour. And at the beginning, it's going to be past 2 millimoles, maybe 2.8 millimoles, and then that goes down. And now I've tried with, since I'm doing 30 minutes of 5 kilometers per hour, 15 minutes of 5.5 kilometers per hour, and 15 minutes of 6 kilometers per hour as my workout. Then I check at 45 minutes towards the end of the 5.5 kilometers per hour, and I expect it to be less than 2 millimoles. And then when I'm doing 6 kilometers per hour, I expect it to be beyond 2 millimoles, at least in the beginning. And I have just transitioned into this, workout, that is 5 kilometers per hour for 30 minutes, 5.5 kilometers per hour for 15 minutes, and 6 kilometers per hour for 15 minutes, very recently. And when I looked at the lactate readings for the end of 15 minutes at 6 kilometers per hour, it was like 2.8. So I know it's outside of zone 2, and hopefully that's going to get better. So between these three, the talk test, the breath test, and what kind of thoughts you have in your mind predominantly, ensure that you are in zone 2. Number 2 is your heart rate, to ensure that it is within what you expect it should be, and it keeps getting better. And third, and probably the most absolute method, is the lactate, measuring your lactate method. Measuring the lactate method, I do follow all the procedures, meaning like I take a blood sample out of one of my fingers on my left hand, and I make sure that I soak my left hand before the workout, because I'm not able to do it during the workout since I'm on the treadmill. Then I do have some alcohol swabs, and also have white tissue paper. So I prick, and then at the time when I need to take a sample, about 4 minutes before that, I prick. I do the alcohol swab, wait for the alcohol to evaporate, whatever, and then prick, get one blood sample, wipe it off, with the white tissue, wait for some time, do a second sample, wipe it off, wait for a little bit, then do a third sample, at which point the strip is inside the lactate meter, and then as much as possible I am trying to use, take the blood sample without touching the skin. But running on the treadmill and trying to balance yourself and not drop the lactate meter and all, it's a little bit difficult, and sometimes I do, the strip does touch the skin, and I hope then sweat or alcohol or whatever doesn't get onto the strip, and it does give a little bit quirky reading sometime, but for the most part I think I know the range, and it may not be as accurate as I would like it to be, but I'm trying to do my best, and hopefully maybe I will get better at taking the blood sample more accurately, according to 100% procedure, and it is not touching the skin and also grabbing onto some sweat and alcohol and things like that. But anyway, that's the lactate meter, and although it is expensive, I don't do 3-4 strips each time, maybe 1, maybe 2, and that way I think I'm able to kind of test and assess every session at least once. And I train about every alternate day most of the time. There are some days that I somehow get skipped, and so that's if I don't skip, that's 3 or 4 times a week depending upon every alternate day. And I'm making progress, although it is kind of slow, and it's not what rate of development I had during my younger years. Again, I'm 57 years now, and so it does take a little bit more time for the development to show. I don't know if I can make it to 40 minutes or under for the 10K, but I'm going to give it a try. So again, this is basically what all I'm doing for my 10K at this time, and there are other reasons for running at aerobic pace. I still need to do training at other zones. Now when I first hit a particular speed, I increased by half a kilometer, and for about 15 minutes, that is beyond zone 2, so I'm going to be in zone 3. I don't think I go much beyond that because I'm only running for 15 minutes. So that is okay, but I'm not running for max VO2, which I need to, and I'm going to start doing pretty soon. That is 4 minutes of really fast running, sustained running, and then 4 minutes of aerobic, followed by 4 minutes of really fast sustained running, as much as I can consistently for the 4 minutes, and then 4 minutes at aerobic, and then do this for 3 or 4 times. And this I got from Dr. Peter Attia, and there is also a couple of other ways that he has mentioned that max VO2 can be trained, and that's what I'm going to do. I haven't started doing that yet, but I'm going to start doing that pretty soon. Another reason why I keep running in the aerobic range is that when you're training in the aerobic range, it uses fat as the main source of fuel. That is a good thing, and I'm 5'7", and my weight is 85, 86 about a couple of months back. That's excess. So I've been trying to lose fat, and lost about 10 kilos or so over the past month or 2, and I'm still looking to reduce it even further, and this is from excess fat. Now my other goal is to add muscle with weight training, strength training, and yeah, that's probably another series that I'm very interested in, strength training, and maybe I'll do a playlist and a series of videos on that. And I'm also interested in Olympic weightlifting, and I've been I'm not an expert in Olympic weightlifting, but I've been doing that. But anyway, we'll get to that in future sets of videos. That's another of my interests. Yet another is I'm I don't know if I've already mentioned, I'm diabetic, high insulin resistance, I don't take medicine, try to control using nutrition and lifestyle. So I will also like to share my experiences in that regard and what I'm doing. So it's kind of like, the goals sometimes are kind of clashing, meaning like I need to, with a lot of intermittent fasting, I'm able to control my blood sugars, but that would mean I'm losing excess body fat, but there is no way to lose 100% body fat and 0% muscle. You can kind of skew that to more fat loss and minimize the muscle loss, but it's never going to be 0%. And the opposite is true also, isn't it? If we gain muscle, then we are going to gain some amount of fat. This is naturally, I'm working out and gains from doing so naturally and not using steroids and things like that. And I'm not naturally gifted like the NFL athletes. So realistic expectations. So I do have a training log that I maintain, not extensive descriptions, but kind of, and I'll try to share that also. But this is my first attempt at putting out a video. So if I'm not very coherent in my sequence of talking and things like that, and the video quality or the audio quality or whatever is like a little bit off, so please bear with me. I will try to improve over the next series of videos. And so maybe once a week or so is what I'm thinking. My next 10K run is like next weekend actually, and that's just a local group that's organizing the 10K, so it's not going to be extremely well organized, but I just want to give it a run because this year back in Bangalore is going to be in May. So I thought at least one 10K or maybe two I could do between now and then. I'm going to see, my hope for this 10K next Sunday is 1 hour 15 minutes. Let's see how it goes. I think I'll be able to do it 1 hour 15 minutes, but well, I don't know until I'm actually going to go on the road and start running the 10K. So between now and whenever that I'm able to, if I'm able to make the 40 minutes or sub 40 minutes 10K, I'm going to share all my running experiences. And again, please, if you are not subscribed, I would request you to please subscribe because that helps me. And also to please comment on the video and content, so that will help me to kind of gain your insight, gain more understanding about doing better things to get my timing down in running the 10K, given my background and things like that. And I do hope some of these videos would provide a little bit of insight into running the 10K for the viewers. So once again, thank you for viewing the video. Please do subscribe and please do comment, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you. Bye.